Fine.
Hi, this is Josh from GNAT News, and today we're in Arlington, and I'm talking to Denise. And Denise, what is this place again?
This is the Village Peddler and the Chocolatorium. It's a family business here in East Arlington.
And this is going to be a part one and part two. In part one, Denise, you're going to tell us about...
We're going to talk a little bit about the history of this amazing thing,
That's
chocolate.
not a football.
No, it's not a football. This is a cocoa pod.
Cocoa pod.
So we're going to learn a little about the history of chocolate.
Got it. And then in part two...
Then I think my dad's going to step in and give you some information about how this grows, how it's harvested, and how chocolate is really made.
And she used a word, I think, meaning we don't know. Nick, you're really going to do this. He's going to really do this.
Yeah.
All right. So let's
Come
go
on in. Let's go.
All right. The first question is, what is a chocolatorium?
The Chocolatorium is an exhibit that talks about the history of chocolate, how it's made and produced and grown and harvested. There's so much involved in chocolate, but today I want to just give you a little bit of information that we have along this wall.
So that's what this wall is?
Yeah, it talks a little bit about
Okay.
the history of chocolate. Do you have any idea when chocolate was first consumed?
No, I got no clue.
Archaeological information that shows that as early as 2000 BC,
Wow.
the Olmecs, who were living in a region that is now the area of that's Mexico, that in some form they consumed chocolate. We're not exactly sure how they consumed it, but they were the first people. The first time really that we do know how chocolate was consumed was back around the 6th century AD, and that was the Maya people. And they believed that the cacao, the fruit of the cacao tree, brought life-sustaining benefits. And they referred to it as something that the gods ate, or the food of the gods.
Now, that sort of corresponds to what we know today about chocolate, that now they're saying it's healthy for us.
Yes, so it's amazing. It took us a little while in between there. We had some times where we didn't know that, but now we've come back to know what they knew back in the 6th century. Amazing, isn't it?
It is.
All right, so the next thing we know is money. Everybody loves money. Back in when the Aztec times, around 1200 AD, the cocoa beans were used as money.
Is that what those are?
That's what these are. These are real cocoa beans.
They used them as money.
Yeah, so you could have, maybe 5 cocoa beans would buy you a goat.
Fascinating.
There's, and as time went on, the value of the cocoa bean went higher and higher. So, what you used to be able to get with 1 cocoa bean now took you 5 or 6 cocoa beans. They had inflation even back then.
Interesting.
So back in the Aztec times, they were consuming chocolate as a drink. It was a thick, cold drink that they added all different kinds of spices to, and even cornmeal. The Mayan king Montezuma was known to have consumed 50 cups of that drink a day, and he believed it had special powers. They even served it in a gold goblet, and it was so precious that when they were through with that goblet, they would throw the goblet away, and then when they consumed another cup, get another goblet. Columbus, on his trips to America, had some encounters with the cocoa beans, but he didn't see the value of that. It wasn't until around 1519 when Hernando Cortez came to Mexico, and he met Montezuma, and Montezuma honored him with his beverage, which they referred to as chocolatl, or that's the closest I can pronounce it.
Gotcha.
He gave them that to Cortez as a drink, and Cortez thought he had something there. So he took that drink, went back to Spain. He also took some of the seeds, the cocoa beans, and he decided that they were going to grow and cultivate in all the possessions of Spain.
So he borrowed the plants and he borrowed the recipe.
Well, yes, but he made an improvement. He improved on that recipe. The Spanish added sugar and vanilla,
Gotcha.
and they sweetened that drink, which before was kind of bitter and cold, actually.
Yeah.
Now they made this into a hot drink. The Spanish decided to keep it as a secret, just for them. And for over 100 years, this wonderful hot beverage was just a treasure for the Spanish. It wasn't until later when, about 100 years later, when a Spanish princess who was marrying a French prince, Louis the 14th, that as a present for their wedding, she gave him a little gift of chocolate. And then it was introduced to the French, and then that was it. It just exploded everywhere. But it was still being consumed as a beverage at that point in time. So chocolate continued to be consumed as a beverage until around 1830. J.S. Fry and Son was able to produce chocolate in a solid form. It wasn't until the late 1800s that Daniel Peters figured out a way to add milk to chocolate. So now we didn't have just chocolate. We had a dark chocolate and a milk chocolate. Around the 1900s, chocolate came to the United States. Do you have any idea what the name of the first company that produced chocolate in the United States was?
You know, I'm going to get a D on this. You know this.
You know, you're not very good on this history of chocolate. It's a good thing you came here today. The first company, we still use products from this company today, Baker's Chocolate.
Baker's Chocolate.
So
I
that's
recognize the
something,
name.
yeah, that's something that we use for cooking and things. It was, you know, now we don't usually consume that just to sit down and eat a bar. So that's kind of the history of chocolate in a nutshell. Yeah.
All right, so what are we doing?
Remember I told you we had a surprise?
Yes.
So you are going to get to make your own candy bar. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Very cool.
Take a look at all the toppings that you might want to put in there. Think about what your favorite thing is to put into a chocolate bar. What do you like?
God.
I like coconut, but I don't know what you like.
And what's this?
So this is the mold. We're going to take this mold and this scoop and head on over to the tempering machine. That's what's taking that solid chocolate.
Is that noise?
Yeah, that is that noise. I want you to do it.
Did you say tempered?
Yeah, tempered.
Well, tempered chocolate.
Tempered, yeah. We take the chocolate when it's in the big block,
Yeah.
and then we have to heat it up, melt it, and then cool it down so that when you take your bar out, it has a beautiful shine and it has a nice snap, which you're used to chocolate looking like.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Now,
So frame me up professionally.
Oh,
right.
I got it. I'm doing a good
Wait, I
job.
think
So
I'm-
take a big scoop of that chocolate
All right. Big scoop.
and pour it right into the mold, tip it right over, and squeeze the handle.
Oh,
Yep,
sorry.
Squeeze it,
Sorry.
squeeze it.
Wow, this is going to be one
All
of
right.
the ugliest candy bars in the.
All right, don't give up your day job.
Yeah.
All right.
Does it matter what I put on
It
first?
doesn't. Actually, you know what? Forgot one step. You have to take that chocolate and spread it out a little. So pick
All
up
right.
that,
Oh, not
pick
that
up the
spoon.
mold,
Pick up this.
and drop it down on the counter a couple times.
Interesting.
Yeah, a couple more times.
Oh.
Perfect. You're looking like a pro already. That
Okay.
looks great. Now take your spoon
Oh, with your spoon, because I'm not an animal and I don't use my fingers.
and just spread it all around wherever you want into that bar. Yeah, do a good job.
All right.
Very nice. Okay, see that spatula that's on the table there?
Yes,
Pick
yes.
that up and you're going to just push down on that chocolate into the mold. The toppings right into the chocolate.
Got it. Otherwise, they fall all off and look bad.
Perfect. You look beautiful. Oh, looks great. Put
Right
it right
here?
in the freezer.
Okay. It's
All
in.
right. Looks good.
So that looks really cool.
It looks great. It came out great.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. We got a car. Look, I can't eat. 3 cars have gone by and I'm trying to eat this damn thing. All right. Okay, so that's it for part 1 on everything you want to know about chocolate. In part 2, what's happening in part 2?
We're going to learn a little bit about how chocolate is grown and harvested and produced.
Got it. And who's teaching us that? You?
My dad's going to be showing you.
Your dad's going to show
The
us.
big boss.
The big boss. Okay.
You must be very important.
I'm going to eat this right now.
Are you going to share that with me?
Okay, yeah. Yeah. All right, folks, that's it from here. We'll see you next time. Haas, GNAT News.
Looks great. Did a good
Thanks,
job.
Denise.
Thanks.